Hello citizens, I'm here with more Princess Crown Edward Gaiden. You may recall we're looking for the Black Dragon, which is on the way to Nelt. We have to beat him up to get his Sun Gem, which we're going to give to Heimdall to find out what happened to our father. And so we're just going to Cube White 2.0 right over to the Black Dragon's lair, which is where I am right now, beating up on bandits. And what we've got here is a pretty straightforward dungeon. Shouldn't be too much trouble. Has a number of rooms and floors, but not too many twists and turns, unlike certain towers I could mention. Alright, just a few steps to the right, and then down one more floor, and there we should find our quarry. Very nice. Leveled up. Full on hit points, and so I believe I will take a moment to hork down some dragon meat, get a few extra hit points. Maybe I can cook up that corn I picked up from the griffin just now. Alright, we will need our pot, we will need our seasoning, and we're gonna smash the pan. Good job, Ed. Although I suppose it could be a blessing in disguise. Any ear of corn that could shatter a cast iron skillet is probably not meant for human consumption. And what, again? Okay, just gotta head over a little bit and then down, and hopefully no more griffins. Well, here's the big guy. A completely unique monster to the best of my knowledge. Although by unique I mean that there's only one of them, not that there's anything particularly different about them. Indeed, as near as I can tell, the Black Dragon is a straight-up palette swap of the green kind, with some improved stats, I think. Especially with respect to durability, you do have to beat up on them quite a bit. And the Black Dragon also does have different item drops, because I've noticed it likes to give me tons and tons of healing flower seeds, like that one. And there I try and get in front of the healing flower and end up just getting myself ruined. Oh well. Yeah, kick his ass, Ignis. Let's see if I can get a little more benefit out of this here flower. I can certainly use the HP. Not bad. Not bad at all. I've certainly been finding the increased horizontal range of Edward's drill super compared to the Shoryuken to be a very useful thing. It goes far enough in front of Edward that I can sometimes stand outside of the range of a monster's quicker attacks and just poke it with my super. Very handy. Meanwhile, the Black Dragon seems to be rather handy with its OTGs. I'm getting suckered by that a lot. Where it looks like he's just going to do his threatening roar thing and then does a ground flame. Okay, we're cutting this one a little close. Let's see if I can get a little recharge out of the flowers there. Come on, let me back into it. Oh, damn it, straight to hell. Ah! This is way too early in the video for me to fall down from the book world. On flower. Sweet. They're risky because you can never really be sure whether you'll have an opportunity to stand in front of them for very long, but when the stars align just right, a full heal from a random seed is a very welcome thing. And a few more hits ought to do it. Hacha! Yeah, I better get a level out of that. And here we have the Sun Gem we've been looking for. So now we have our payment for Heimdall, so he can tell us what happened to our father, General Gogoda. Alright, Ignis, let's get out of here. And for once, Princess Crown is nice and doesn't make us manually leave the dungeon. But according to the walkthrough, what's happening here is Edward sees smoke coming from the direction of Valenadine Castle. Yep. This can't be good. Now, we could hustle straight for the castle, but there's a little optional battle we can do if we head off to the left, which will have some benefits in the near future, so I'm going to go ahead and do it, both for completionist and practical reasons, once I finish powering up my gauntlet here. Alright. So if we pass up on the castle and head off to the left side of Valenadine town, we will find this young lady being menaced by a demon. Well, Edward won't let that stand. So yes, what we have here is a perfectly bog-standard demon. But as I mentioned, we will get a reward later on if we fight him now. And it's a nice reward, so I'm gonna do it. Eat glass, evildoer. This demon seems to be doing a very poor job of avoiding my super, but I'm certainly not going to complain. Well, that's that, but we can't track down the woman we rescued at this time, so we're just going to head back to the castle first. And before we can enter, more fun with demons. For whatever reason, this one seems abnormally inclined to drop E+1 scrolls. They'll just be falling all over the place. For whatever reason, possibly owing to his higher level, this one seems a bit more adept at countering and blocking my supers. But in the end, I'm sure he will fall just like his sibling or whatever. Quite enough of the fireballs, thank you very much. Just a little further. He's almost dead, so am I. Just have to outlast him a little bit longer. Oh, air defense, very nice. Alright, that was a little closer than I'm entirely comfortable cutting it, but thankfully I got a level up out of it, so I don't need to worry about my healing right now. We can finish leveling up this gauntlet. Got more than enough E+1s for that. So I have two of the best pieces of equipment in the game at max durability. Always a good thing. Right, into the castle we go. And our destination is going to be the top floor. Oh, Cardo Knights. You are truly the butt monkeys of the Princess Crown universe. At least that one doesn't get killed. Anyway, I haven't the foggiest idea what Justin, I, and Edward are talking about here, but I'm sure it's absolutely riveting. can't go into the throne room. However, just past it, we encounter not only a pair of ghosts, but our friend Gradriel. And it looks like they make a pretty solid tag team. Oh wow. Edward kicked that ghost's ass so hard he didn't even have time to cross himself. Again, with no proper translation for this part, I don't know what they're on about, but I'm sure it's thrilling stuff. More importantly, we have to take on a ghost here, which is pretty weak sauce for a scripted battle, considering we just took down a unique dragon and a pair of demons. But oh well. Fight it we must, nonetheless. I'm proving to be a real sucker for this critical. Although you'd think a ghost metamorphosing into death himself would be a little more harmful. Oh, there it goes again. That really isn't very much damage. Well, no matter now, the ghost is vanquished. And we can continue on. Well, good goddamn, it's General Golgotha. Looks like we found him without Heimdall's help. Does that mean we get to keep the Sun Gem? Now, why the two of them are having it out right here, I couldn't tell you for sure. But if I had to hazard a guess, I'd imagine it's because Edward doesn't know that Golgotha was possessed when he did a bunch of evil shit in the past. So they're probably fighting over that. Of course, if anyone can read the runes, you're welcome to correct me. Well then, Dad has run off, and we pursue him to Sidriel's room. Yes, this is happening during the part of Gradriel's story in which Sidriel was kidnapped by Skulg, and Golgotha was killed trying to rescue her. Yep, it looks like our Pop has been mortally wounded. I get the impression Edward is somewhat conflicted about this. I think Gradriel might have just explained about his demonic possession, I'm not sure. I noticed she mentioned something about 25 years ago. Anyway, with his dying breath, Golgotha told us to seek out his dark sword. Unfortunately, we have no leads as to the whereabouts of said sword. Don't know what we're talking about with Quain here, but probably has something to do with Golgota's death. And continuing on, we're going to use the new improved cube wipe to head down to the castle entrance, where we meet back up with Gradriel. And I think we're talking more about Golgota being possessed by a larva 25 years ago. I'm assuming that's what that 25 in her dialogue was about. Anyway, our next mission is to find Dad's sword, but since we don't know where that is, and we do still have the Sun Gem, we can use that as our question to Heindel. First, however, we're going to make a stop in Valenadine Town, and find that lady we helped out before we went into the castle. Nope, that's not her. We want the blue hair. There she is. And for rescuing her a little while ago, we get another bag. And Edward's inventory is now maxed out. Did a little cube wipe there to take care of a save game and cooking up some food. But now we can head on to Heindel's Cave, which is to the west of Nelt. And a quick cut, and we're there. We visited Heindel's Cave before in Gradriel's game, and it's exactly the same as we left it. Just have to head down a floor, and then take the rightward branch. Down these stairs, and we should be just about at our destination. This ought to be Heindel's door. And indeed it is. And we hook him up with the Sun Gem. And Edward wants to know what the deal is with the Dark Sword. Which leads us to a flashback, in which we see General Golgota traveling to Earth on True's Terra, where a gate to the spirit world is. And here's a familiar face that we fought a few times as Gradriel, the demon Bloody. Now you may recall Bloody was rather difficult to kill, but Golgota's got a plan. As it turns out, he just kinda impaled Bloody on his sword and left him there stuck into the wall or floor or whatever with it. So Bloody's still alive, but he's got the sword jammed into him. And we're gonna have to go to Earth on Truz Terra and pull it out. And Heindel suggests we meet up with our friend the Siren Undine, and perhaps she can take us to Earth on Truz Terra. Sounds like a plan. Whoosh. So we're headed back to Titania Lake. And here's Undine. Now this is a point of no return. Once you've left for Earth on Truz Terra, there is no way to get back. But there's really nothing we have left to do on the mainland, so that's okay. Now, this has been running for a while, so I think I'm going to cut off Edward's endgame and wrap that up in the next video. But we can finish up the trip to Earth on Truz Terra, which is where Edward's story will end. Now, they chat a bit, and then Edward automatically wanders off. However, you can turn right back around and visit Undine again. And it's a very good idea to do so. She can't bring you back to the mainland, but she does act as an inn, so we can go there and rest and save our game. A very good idea. That's all for today, however. As always, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Till then, take care.